My name is Ariana Blake. I'm 30 years old, and last week, my father called me in tears. It was the first time in my entire life I had ever heard him cry. But 2 years ago, I was the one crying. I had just been diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. When I told my parents, my father said something I will never forget. 6 months of chemotherapy, 36 hospital visits, and not a single one from us. We were busy planning your brother's wedding. Now, he needed me. And my answer was just 4 words. Let me remind you. 2 years earlier, I was working as a senior graphic designer in Boston. I had built everything myself, from intern to senior in 5 years. No help, no shortcuts. I lived alone in a small one-bedroom apartment. Simple, but mine. I had a routine: coffee at 6:30, gym 3 times a week, dinner with my friend Maya every Thursday. That Wednesday started like any other, until my phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Blake, this is Dr. Carter's office. We have your biopsy results. My coffee had gone cold. I already knew. They don't call for good news. The next morning, Dr. Carter didn't waste time. Stage 3 breast cancer. Aggressive. We need to start immediately. I remember sitting there, feeling like I had left my own body, like I was watching myself from the ceiling. Then she asked, "Do you have someone to take you home?" And without thinking, I said, "I'll call my dad." You need to understand something about my family. My father, Richard Blake, was a man whose word was final, quiet authority, unshakable. And my younger brother, Daniel, he was everything. Golden child. He got everything without asking. Me? I was told, girls don't need expensive degrees. So I took out $87,000 in loans and built my life alone. At that time, Daniel was planning his wedding with Sophie, and that wedding had swallowed my entire family. "Dad," I said, voice shaking, "I have cancer, stage 3. Silence. Then he said, "Ariana, we can't deal with this right now. Your brother's wedding is coming up. You're strong. You'll figure it out." And he hung up. I sat there for 45 minutes. I wanted to scream, to beg, to remind him I was his daughter. But I didn't. Instead, I took a screenshot and saved it in a folder called Family. That was the last time I called him for 2 years. First day of chemo, chair number 7. Everyone else had someone, a husband, a mother, a daughter. Me? Just me. I texted my mom, "I'm starting chemo today. I'm scared." 6 hours later, she replied, "I'm at the florist with Sophie. Peonies or roses?" I stared at the message, then replied, "Roses are nice." By my 3rd session, I met Maya. She noticed I was always alone. She didn't ask if I was okay. She asked, "Why are you alone?" And that question broke something in me. Months passed. My brother got married. I wasn't invited. "Don't come," my father said. "You'll ruin the atmosphere." I saw the photos online. The happiest day of our lives. 247 likes, while I was recovering from chemo, alone. Then came the bills. $47,000 out of pocket. I sold my car, cut everything. Still not enough. So I asked my father for help. His reply? "We just paid for Daniel's wedding. Try a loan." The worst night. I woke up covered in my own hair, collapsed on the bathroom floor, shaking. At 2:47 a.m., I called my mom. No answer. At 3:15, I texted Maya. "I need help." She came, sat on the floor with me, held my hand, stayed until sunrise. 2 years later, I was cancer-free. No evidence of disease. I had a new life, new home, new position, peace. And then my father called. Parkinson's disease, early stage. He needed care. he wanted me to come home. At dinner, he said it clearly. You're the obvious choice. Not the best, not the willing one, the leftover one. So, I asked one question. When was the last time you asked if I was okay? Silence. Then I showed them everything. Hospital logs, 36 visits. Visitor column, 9, none, none. I looked at my father and said, You have a son. Ask him. As I walked out, he cried, I'm scared. I need you. I turned back and said calmly, 2 years ago, I said the same thing. Pause. And you told me you couldn't deal with it. I smiled and gave him his answer. I can't deal with this right now. Months later, a letter arrived. I failed you, he wrote. I chose your brother over you. I didn't reply, but I didn't throw it away either. Today, I'm still cancer-free. I'm stronger, happier, surrounded by people who show up. Because I learned something the hard way. Family isn't blood. Family is who stays. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away. Take care of yourself. I mean it.